Hello Taurus, this is your full moon in Aquarius reading. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. I'll do a modified Celtic cross and we'll end the reading with an oracle message from the Moonology deck. Okay. Let's see what we've got for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. This full moon will be lighting up your 10th house. Fame, what you're known for in the world, achievements. Also, when I call out like the houses, make sure that you are referring to your rising sign. But of course, as I said, check out all of the different placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, for a more complete picture, as these are generalized. Okay. Taurus. Why are you being so quiet? Maybe you're working on something behind the scenes. What else do I need to say? Sometimes it's like I'm supposed to be saying something so the cards won't pop out. I don't know. What else do I need to say? This full moon is, I don't want to say letting your freak flag fly, but it kind of is. You know, Aquarius is all about being an individual, is unique, goes to the beat of his own drum or her drum. Okay. All right. Thank you. That is why my zinnias are making an appearance. I learned about them after planting them by seed for the first time. I'm studying or learning more about zinnias. I planted, I think, full packets of zinnias, and I got 4 plants. But these 4 were transplanted into a better space, and they've bloomed. This is the first blooms of the first 3 plants. But what I learned is that, like a box of chocolate, you never know what you're going to get with a zinnia. And they're very resilient and unique and bright, just like an Aquarius, and just like the energies that are asking us to bring our individuality into our creative impulses and where we want to be, you know, in the next 6 months, and then maybe, you know, the next 20 years. So here you are, getting some real clarity and higher perspective, maybe being a truth teller, Taurus. What are you telling? 6 of Cups, 5 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords, whew. 8 of Swords, good God. Taurus. This is also Libra energy. You both are ruled by Venus. Looks to me like maybe you are doing some deep healing. Working with your inner child to go, or reflecting on childhood even. Lots of Swords energy here, so could be mental conflicts or gymnastics or verbal, saying something, you know, working something out. Try not to be, you know, too tactless or rude, or, you know, Taurus, your truth isn't the only truth, but it's certainly fair for you to speak, you know, your truth in your mind, speaking up for your inner child if need be. I don't know, what's crossing Taurus here? Let's see. What's crossing Taurus? What is crossing Taurus? I just heard like laying down the law. Laying down the law. All right, well, They're tactful ways to be assertive. My goodness. Okay, thank you. What happened here? Yeah, Magician. What do you want to create? The Empress and the Empress and the Emperor are back here. Yikes. What does that mean? Queen of Wands, the bottom of the deck. King of Cups. Ooh, wow! Look at all these people. Three of Cups. Five of Cups. Taurus. I mean, you definitely look like you want to bring something forward that is passionate but also stable, emotionally stable, but exciting, innovative, spiritually fulfilling. What is this? Maybe this is who you want to be. I mean, now I could go to the dark side and say, okay, well, do I want to go to the dark side? I don't think so. I mean, if there is any dark side, maybe, you're speaking some truth to, what did I say earlier? Lay down the law, lay down the hammer on towards someone who hurt you. I'll just leave it at that. You're aware of, moving into a calmer, a better, balanced, harmonious mental space. That's definitely where you want to be. Bottom of the deck is Four of Wands. What you're conscious of is Six of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Four of Wands, the Devil, and then the Queen of Pentacles. Like, is this a love marriage, divorce situation, mistress, lover? I don't know. Karmic. Devil is Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, which that energy is in play too. I don't know enough to talk about it. Let's see what lies beneath. I'm just kind of getting the feeling, looking at these three cards together, that you don't want to fight. You want to move into, you know, something more harmonious and stable. You'd like to create that. You've been healing, right? Or an Aries got this over here. Aries had this in the crossing position. What else? I don't remember. Okay, so then we have the Empress. Oh, here they are. The Empress and the Emperor showing up at the bottom of the deck. I mean, my God. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Mom, dad. The creative, the empowered, the authoritarian. Your person, you know, your counterpart. In the subconscious, you've been in a process of healing, of, let me see what wants to come up. Of letting go, of recognition, of recognizing something. It's almost like, okay, what I'm getting is you can feel it, you can sense it, even if you're not necessarily doing anything, like, you know, you can kind of sense it in the background going on. The spirit's in the background doing this alchemical healing process for you. It's kind of like it just suddenly one day it all was forgiven, you know, like suddenly one day I realized I wasn't thinking about that anymore. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. Something, okay? Over, done, finished. Surrendered to. Have to let that go and surrender. The serenity prayer, you know? But when I quit fighting, remember all those swords that were coming up? Am I getting a storm? You know, when I quit fighting against what is, or worrying about the shoulds, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and I let something go, and I say, okay, got it. Then this process can begin. Can start transmuting and transforming and allowing the energy to start shifting and changing from resistance to acceptance and to peace and to power and to manifesting with freer energy for the new. There's heartbreak here. Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Seven of Wands. Justice. It's, and then Six of Cups behind that. It's almost like You know, this was part of your journey. This was part of your destiny. This could be a bigger lesson. You know, we've got the lesson that we experience consciously, and then we've got a lesson that we're, you know, kind of, just depending on what you believe about past lives. My beliefs are changing on all of that, but, you know, time, space. But maybe that's the lesson. The lesson is in learning how to surrender, how to let go, how to accept. You know, the larger lesson is to forgive, to make peace with. Oh, God. Okay. Well, that was something. Yeah. To walk away, you know, there's nothing wrong with the Eight of Cups, but they're not fulfilling. They're not quite it. And you have to know, you know, sometimes the dark night of the soul requires us to walk away. Aries had a similar sort of message in this area of, you know, you can feel very alone when you're going through a spiritual awakening, or you're, you know, growing into something more authentic, and you have to say goodbye to what you've known before. This can feel very lonely, but it's very healing. And in your ability to do this, surrender and heal, your willingness to do this, to go within and trust. Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck, King of Wands, the Moon, Two of Cups, Ace of Wands. Oh my God. And trust in divine timing. Potentially after this moon, you may find that something really special comes your way. But also, you may become, you know, this may be healing your Chiron wound, and you may become the guide for others as well, lighting the way for others who need to learn how to surrender and walk away. That's really magical and cool, Taurus. Well, here are all our swords. Here's your guidance. Four of Swords. Okay, spend some time healing. Put down the swords. We are not fighting anymore. Okay, we're not fighting anymore. You want to look back? Or do you want to learn from this? Or do you want to stay focused on the past, or do you want to learn from the past? I say learn from the past and then help others. Consider new perspectives. Consider new... Look at that. Bottom of the deck. Page of Wands. Where you can go with this. Authentically forward into your joy. Quickly. Eight of Wands. So, bottom of the deck, Page of Swords, the Sun, Eight of Wands. Okay? But you do need to trust in divine timing and in the process, and utilize the Serenity Prayer. Print it out, slap it up on your mirror, on your refrigerator, on your nightstand. And every time you think about you know, letting them have it one more time, or shoulda, woulda, couldas, or anything. Practice the serenity prayer. It's very powerful. Or the I never can say it right. What is it? The Ho'oponopono prayer. What is it? I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Something like that. All right. Ooh, look at this. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Wow. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Boom. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Wow, which we just had 2 weeks ago. I'm going to read a win-win outcome is forecast. Help. Okay, full moon in Libra. The full moon in Libra. Okay, I just heard, look at the bottom of the deck. Surrender. Oh my God. Literally just heard, look at the bottom of the deck, and I said no, and then it said look at the bottom of the deck, and look at that. Surrender to the divine. Listen to those little voices, those little nudges. The full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Let go of that which is falling away. Falling away. Why am I getting following? Let go of that which is following away. Let go. I don't know. See the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. I said something about perspective, I think, earlier. It's time for you to make a firm decision. Time for you to focus on yourself for a while. Look after yourself, but avoid vanity. Now is a great time for a makeover. Wowzers. Okay, that's all I have, Taurus. You have the power to change everything right now when you surrender. Okay, thanks so much for being here. Bye-bye.